farm managers should ask themselves questions such as, what makes me earn the title of a farm manager? What makes you become a manager? Usually, when you don't understand the purpose of a thing, in most cases, you will misuse that thing. So what is the purpose of the position of a farm manager? What makes a person on the farm? Others can be owners, others can be workers, but there is one person who is called a farm manager. How do you earn that title? INAPCO cooperative is positioning the cooperative to employ managers to go and manage farms on behalf of the farm owners, supervised by INAPCO farmers, isn't it? When Mr. Tirop sends you to that farm as a farm manager, just by virtue of that title, what is he expecting you to know, you to do, and you to ensure? What is he expecting you to know? What is he expecting you to do? What is he expecting you to ensure? You must have, and what you must ensure, what you must know, what you must produce as indicators of you having played the role of a farm manager. What am I employed to manage as a farm manager? You are a manager, yes? What are you supposed to manage? Tirop is the manager of the INAPCO dairy cooperative. What is he managing? In my day-to-day work, in my week-to-week work, in my monthly work, what am I managing? How will I know that I have played my role of the farm manager? What makes Tirop know that today he has played his role as a cooperative manager? Otherwise, he won't be entitled to be called a manager. He has departments. Through those departments, he manages sections or departments of the cooperative. And then through that, every department, there are departmental heads who manages on behalf of Tirop, who manages on behalf of the board, every department and along the way, until you get to the last person who knows what to do and when it must be done. When Tirop wants to know whether extension was done right, he doesn't go to the field guys, the DFS. He will call Faith and ask Faith briefly, how is it here? How did it go? How is it? What challenges do we have in this particular area? And why did this come to this and all this? He will know. And then together they can come to a point where they know this is where we have a problem, and Faith will be tasked to execute. But Faith cannot be in west, east, north, south, and west. Faith has her own people. A farm is a business. Stop looking at it like any other thing. It is actually a business. Start running it as a business. Now, what are the daily indicators? I'm not saying what are indicators. I'm saying what are daily indicators of good performance on this farm. What are daily indicators of good performance on this farm? Those are rhetoric questions that we must start interacting with. Don't just say ng'ombe walikula. Walikula nini? Kiasi gani? Wakati gani? Walibakisha? Travelisha? Kulikuwa na wastages? Na kama walikula kwa wakati na everything, where is the milk? Where is the final indicator that the feeding program went on right? What are the final indicator that the calves were well handled? Everything must have a need. Anybody who is going to manage a farm must always know where to look for results. And though you can't look for results unless you have identified what brings the result and make sure it is executed. In managing processes, where are we starting from? Because you cannot talk about managing. I will tell you what to manage in a farm, but you cannot talk about managing when you don't know where we are starting from. So each one of you, farm owners, farm managers, farm workers, first of all know where are you. Today, I want you to start preparing your own strategy, your own roadmap. Today indicates your farm, you have 3 lactating cows. That this. Behind your book, start working on your work plan. You turn your book like this and indicate how many liters of milk did you get today. That will form the starting point. How many cows did you have today? That is your starting point. How many kgs are each one of them weighing? That is the starting point today. How many and where? We must first of all know where are we starting from. When the farm managers leave and they are going to start managing the farm, the first thing that Tirop and the team will do is to establish the entry point. We are entering in Mr. So-and-so's farm when milk production is at this. When young calves are each weighing this. When there are this number of bulls. When the fertility rate is this. When the turnover rate, when animals come on heat on the farm is at this point. After you have established where are we starting from, at that particular point you draw the variance. How far are we from the expected? This farm, from a face value, should be giving us 100 liters, but it's giving us 10. How far are we from the possible, attainable? How far are we? Where are we starting from? And then, by the end of this month, what can we do to move towards the target that we aim at attaining? To make sure they are moving the target from where they started from to where they want to be in 1 month's time. And we must say, what did we do today to make sure we get to our target, our monthly target? What did we do to get to our quarterly target? What did we do today as workers, as managers, as farm owners, as workers, as managers, as farm owners, to get the farm to our end year target? Farm workers must clearly explain, don't just have a worker. A worker must know their role, and they must be able to explain what is their specific task. An employee under a manager must have specific tasks. And then there must be an acceptable sequence of activities that will stipulate the implementation of the tasks, even including time frames. You don't sweep when you're supposed to be milking. And you don't water when you are supposed to be feeding. And you don't collect manure when you're supposed to be, or you don't even need to, you don't have to touch feed when you're supposed to be touching the teats. A manager must do a flow chart. There must be ways of checking that everything is done, including how to clean the utensils. You must have the purpose. You must have a deliberate task you are executing. Do we have activities that can be eliminated? Because some activities are unnecessary movements that you pay for people to do. But you can eliminate, you can remove those tasks through something called total process management. Until you only remain with necessary activities that you can put what we call, you can put each activity you can put a purpose. Each activity must have a purpose. Activity for the sake of activity will not take you anywhere. It will eat into your profitability. It will eliminate or it will snatch efficacy or efficiency from your farm. How does each task help the farm? How does each task help the farm manager? Every task that is being executed, whether it is cutting napier grass or washing or filling water on the feeding troughs or weeding or cutting napier grass from here as opposed to from here, you must know exactly how much should you cut it this low or this high. Then, in whatever you choose, why? And therefore, how do you ensure it is always done the right way? And then show us the results. Does cutting it from here increase the milk in the tank? Does it make the remaining silage, the remaining napier grass thriving, or it kills it? We must always do something in a purposeful way. How does what these guys do on the farm help you as a farm owner? How does the decision taken by the farm manager help you? How does it help the farm? A farm manager, when they do an activity, it has to add value to the farm. When Faith makes a decision about the cooperative, it must increase the bottom line of the cooperative. When you do something, tell us, where is the money from what you did? And if you can't see where money is, there is no economic value in it. Are we together?